Welcome to Lipsticks and Lariats. Hey everyone, and welcome to the show. Are you a massive professional wrestling fan? Do you find yourself screaming at the TV, cheering for your favorite superstars, and analyzing every single match? But maybe you feel like the conversation is always dominated by the same voices. Well, get ready, because we're here to change the game. The all-female podcast that's flipping the script on wrestling commentary. We are friends who live and breathe everything from this squared circle. We're talking about the high-flying action, the epic promos, the shocking heel turns, and the drama that happens both in and out of the ring. From the independent scene to the biggest pay-per-views, we cover it all. Each week, we dive deep into the latest news, review recent shows, and give our unfiltered opinions on the biggest storylines. We're not afraid to get passionate, have a laugh, and maybe even disagree a little. We'll break down match psychology, celebrate the incredible athleticism of these performers, and share our predictions for what's coming next. We also love to shine a spotlight on the women's division, celebrating the progress and pushing for even more. So, if you're looking for a fresh, fun, and fiery take on the world of wrestling, you've found your new home. Don't miss out on a single episode. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and get ready to talk some smack with us.
You love women? Well, I don't, except for this lady right here, Nikki. We are your hosts, and we want to welcome you to Lipsticks and Lariats, Episode 2, the podcast where the takes are sharp, the criticism and sarcasm is free, and the only thing more dramatic than professional wrestling is the internet arguing about professional wrestling. I'm Catherine, aka She Hates Women's Wrestling, and my tag team partner, Nikki from the bar. And tonight, we're diving into the wild world of sports entertainment, the only place where a wrestler can be hit with a chair, thrown through a table, and still show up 5 minutes later with perfect hair and a microphone to cut a promo about respect. Just like Nikki and I, cutting the promos. Because wrestling isn't just a sport, it is storytelling, it's theater. Hey, it's even a little performing arts. And sometimes it's the equivalent of someone getting smacked in the face with a cream pie. So tonight, we are breaking down the biggest stories in wrestling, debating the hottest takes, and probably questioning at least one booking decision that made no sense whatsoever. Which, to be honest, is basically a tradition at this point. So grab your belt, grab your snacks, and maybe keep a cream pie nearby, just in case someone cuts a promo that deserves it. Welcome to Lipsticks and Lariat. How you doing, Nikki?
I'm good. How are you? I love that monologue. Everyone's blowing up in the chat about it. I love it.
Nice. I worked on it earlier this week.
That's great. I'm so glad we're doing this again. This is going to be super, super fun.
So I heard through the grapevine that Miss Nikki and her husband went to a convention yesterday.
We did. We packed up the car, packed up the bar, went to a Long Island, Brentwood, and it was the big events, and it was crazy. It was Nick goes to like the smaller ones by us all the time. Nick's gone to like big like sports ones. This was my first one, and the place was huge, and it was like the amount of people I was sort of like taken aback. And I was like, this is a lot. But like we saw Renee Paquette from afar. I love Renee. And then we saw Stokely walking by, and it was just Nick shook Goldberg's hand. I'm like, I don't care about Goldberg, but good for you. Jimmy Hart was there looking sharp. It was super fun.
Yeah, I always go to WrestleCade, which is the big convention down here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I need to get y'all to come down. It's Thanksgiving weekend. Y'all come down and spend Thanksgiving in Winston-Salem.
I'm not mad at it.
They have some huge people. Like I've met Darby Allin, Sting, Tony Storm, Okada, Juice Robinson, Jay White, Mina Shirakawa. They bring in some good big names.
Yeah, there was across from us was like Joey. Joey and I locked eyes too many times, and I was like, I look like a stalker person. But like Joey Janela was right directly across from us, and then behind it was Juice, Tony Storm, Mina, Reese's love of his life, Dina Peraza, Lena Black, and then I went to Soraya, Renee, Tessa Blanchard, which very few people at her table. Then Booker T had a bunch, and then the Road Dogg was like a last entrance that had like a bunch of people.
Yeah, usually they have the Hardys always at WrestleCade, and like for like the 3 years I've been going, their line is like really long. And I know one year after they shut it down so they'd have time to go downstairs to wrestle, they were still up there signing autographs for people.
Oh wow.
So, but yeah, y'all need to come down to WrestleCade Thanksgiving weekend one time.
I'm in. You gotta talk to Nick. Nick's my driver. I don't drive, so but I am in for this.
It's pretty cool. Well, as you know, our first segment of the show is the top rope, where we discuss news and headlines. So, our first topic, after an epic revolution from AEW, Nikki, do you feel that Dynamite this Wednesday was a letdown or did not live up to expectations?
I feel like letdown might be too harsh, but I feel like they have this trend of not following up after their pay-per-view. Like again, I feel like Revolution is always their best show. I thought Revolution was incredible. But then I feel like it went down a tick. I feel like he never capitalizes. It should be like, I know Revolution's their big four, and it kind of, not to compare, but we compare, but like it should be like your night after Mania or night after pay-per-view should feel big, and it just didn't.
I tend to agree with you. I mean, although I did feel like what's the word I'm looking for? They did kind of continue a few storylines that I don't think they finished up with at Revolution.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not seeing Hangman on TV was great. And I hope he takes quite a while.
He should.
Like 6 months off where I don't have to see him, because I'll be going to Dynamite at the end of May. And then I'll be going to one like the middle of May. So, I mean, at the end of April. So I kind of hope he's not there.
Mm-hmm. He should.
Although I can't take my Hangman Suck sign if he's not there.
You could still bring it.
I could, but I'll have to make a new sign. But I feel like they did touch on a few of their storylines, but it was kind of just like a meh. I could have like went to bed early or something.
Yeah. And I feel like there was two big things, and then everything else. Like I feel like Swerve Kenny felt big. It was like, oh, this is going to be interesting. And then the whodunit with Tony and what Mina's going to do in her title shot. But everything else kind of felt like I didn't need to see Darby, Gabe Kidd. Like I'm over Darby Allin. I feel like Ed on our show, like I'm over Darby. This to me didn't warrant a casket match. Like those should feel special.
Mm-hmm.
And it just really didn't. So I think he needs to follow up on the swing. Because again, he had such a great pay-per-view and you needed to hit it. And I don't feel like he hit it as hard as he could have.
Speaking of, you mentioned Mina. If you didn't catch the Hog event last night, I watched it. Mina wrestled. And as someone who hates women's wrestling, I thought her match was pretty decent.
Was it her and Indy?
Yeah, no, it was her and Shotzi Blackheart.
Okay, and then Indy was
Indy did come out and cause havoc. I'll put it that way, because Indy's after Shotzi Blackheart.
Interesting. I know we debated
because Indy was the HOG Women's champion, and then Shotzi won, and so Indy wants the title back. So
yeah. If it were we debated about staying, but it was such like a huge gap between when like the show ended and when like the wrestling started, and then also like our drive home, we're like, meh, and then drove home.
Yeah, that's kind of how we feel at WrestleCade. Because like we live about 45 minutes from Winston Salem, so normally we'll go and come back at night. And so if we stay for like the wrestling event, we're not getting out until like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Then you got to fight all the people.
Yeah.
So this year, I told Brendan, I was like, we're just gonna get a hotel and stay the weekend,
Yeah.
and that way I ain't gotta worry about driving home, being tired, especially like on Friday nights, and then you get up early Saturday morning because it starts at like 10 o'clock, but you need to be there early so you can get in line. I was like, yeah, we'll just stay at the hotel this year.
Yeah, no, makes sense.
So I've got like 3, 4. I think I got 4 reservations at hotels. So going to Virginia, we're going to Asheville for AEW, we're going to WrestleCade. What else? Oh, we're going to Nashville for his birthday to see the Foo Fighters because that's what he wanted to do.
Oh, bucket list.
Yes, that was on his bucket list. He wanted to see Linkin Park, which we went last year to see. He wanted to go to the beach for his birthday last year, so we did that. And I had gotten him tickets for Linkin Park for Christmas. So, but yeah, this year I was like, we're doing a little traveling. And then he's like, well, Mom, I want to go to Daytona. I want to go to Bristol. I want to go see the Indy 500. I was like, we're going to have to space some of this stuff out here, son. I was like, I don't mind traveling, but not traveling upon traveling upon traveling. I need like a few months break in between stuff that's more than 5 hours away.
Absolutely. Our from here to Long Island was like, with traffic, it was over 2 hours.
All right. So our next topic. What are your thoughts on celebrities getting TV time during wrestling shows? And do you feel it takes away from the actual talent? Because it seems that there was some discourse on social media this weekend about Jelly Roll having 4 segments on SmackDown.
Was it really that many?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't mind the stuff between him and Kit, to be honest. Like, if it's going to lead to something, I guess it depends. I feel like Jelly Roll is fine because we talked about this, I think, last week, that I feel like if he respects it and it's going to lead to a thing, then fine. I know like Sexy Red is supposed to be on NXT, which gives nothing to the product, and she doesn't know anything about it. And also kind of feel like, what was it, SummerSlam with Cardi B? It was like 2 nights and you saw her one night and she just said, welcome to SummerSlam. It's like, if you're not contributing to anything, then you don't need to be there. At least Jelly Roll's doing something.
I kind of see this because he's wrestled before.
Right.
So I kind of see this building up into a match. I know a lot of people are saying him and somebody versus The Miz and somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if that would pique my interest.
I just don't think the problem is that we're the people that watch every week. We care every week, and it's just like, it's not for us. It's to bring in the casual people. They're going to be in Vegas. They want to bring eyes on it. Like, Jelly Roll's not for me. It's not for us. It's not meant for us. So it's just like, I can be mad at it, but then like it seems like a waste to be mad at it.
And I have to say, out of celebrities, the only 2 that's really piqued my interest and actually made me interested in what they were doing was Bad Bunny and Logan Paul. Because they're the only 2 that really seem to take it serious.
Agreed. I think Jelly Roll is probably not there. Like, I think Bad Bunny is up here, Logan Paul, and then like Jelly Roll's down here. But like, it's Mania season. This is kind of what we're getting. But again, if you're gonna respect it, I'm fine with it. If you're not gonna respect it, then you can go.
So NXT content is no longer available on Peacock, and the library is moving to YouTube. So do you think this is a good thing for NXT?
I feel like that's the only. I tried to watch everything and I just can't. I tried to watch all the PLEs because they were on Peacock, and now they're not going to be on Peacock. So I feel like I don't, because they're on the CW platform now, right?
The Tuesday night show is on CW, and now I think they're moving all their other content, their library and their PLEs to YouTube.
Okay. So I guess it's going to bring more eyes on it. If you can watch it for free on YouTube, then
That's what I'm wondering, if they're gonna make you pay for this, like, like you have to get it with like a YouTube subscription or something.
because I'm pretty sure CW has their own like streaming platform. So I wonder if they're just going to move to
Yeah,
that.
because that was what the NWA was supposed to be on before they did that Coke scene
Right.
and
Ugh.
got canceled.
Basically. But like we've got Peacock, I got ESPN. Like I'm not getting CW just to watch NXT. I'm sorry.
Girl, I don't know how many streaming services I got. I got like the Disney bundle. I got Apple TV because they got the F1 and my son loves F1. I got Peacock. I got HBO Max. The ESPN Plus I got through DirecTV free, so I ain't paying for that. So that's one less thing I ain't paying for. But I'm just like, how many? Oh, I got to pay for Paramount Plus because he watches soccer on that. I'm like, I think we need to cut down on some of these.
Seriously, but like,
But I mean, with all the content on all these different streaming platforms, it adds up after a while.
And then I don't know if it really does any service to NXT. Like it should follow Raw or SmackDown. Like if Raw's on Netflix, then you should probably have NXT follow that.
Yeah, but wonder if Netflix was like, yeah, we don't want this. Because we're kind of already up the creek with Raw, because I don't think they're happy with their Raw deal.
Perhaps. I don't know. I just feel like how many, again, like the hardcore fans that watch NXT or people that just watch Main and everyone that basically comes up, they're getting changed anyway. So it's like, I don't know. I just don't know.
But it's like you say, if you're a hardcore fan, then you're going to pay for it, and B, you're going to find it one way or the other.
Right.
So it seems that everybody's favorite women's wrestler, Mercedes Moné, is on her Dropping Belts tour because she lost to Alexis Falcon at Rev Pro's high stakes event last night. And Alexis Falcon is now your new Discovery Wrestling Women's Champion. So what are your take on Mercedes dropping all her belts and her dropping all her belts? Do you think it's going to lead for her coming in and eventually trying to take Tekla's AEW women's title?
I assume so, because I think it was like the rise of she's got all her belts and then she has to go down the rabbit hole of dropping them. Would she have 3 left now?
I think so.
I don't know. I feel like she lost, I don't want to say like her big ones, but obviously the TBS, the CMLL one, and then again, I'm not going to pretend I know every single belt that she had, but I think now she's got to, because last time we saw her on AEW, wasn't she like screaming and have a tantrum with like Renee in the back? So I think she's got to go to the downfall. I just don't know if Tekla's the right person for her to take it off of. Like, is she going to come in as a baby face? I don't know. I don't think she can. So I don't know if you got to put it on a baby. And I feel like Nick talking about baby faces and heels, but I don't know. I want Tekla to be the champion, and I don't want Mercedes to come take the belt off her, but I feel like eventually Mercedes is going to get that belt. The AW women's.
Oh, yeah. For the money he's paying, she'll get the belt eventually. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I would have to see a match between them first to make a determination if I actually want to see them like have a actual feud for the title.
True.
Because I just feel their styles are totally different. I don't think they would mesh in a ring.
But sometimes it is when you can actually have good matches if it feels a little different.
Yeah, that's true.
If they're two the same, then it's like, meh. But I don't know. We haven't seen her in them. Was it the tantrum the last time we saw her on AEW?
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I seen her wrestle, like in the ring wrestle for AEW. When she lost her title?
Yeah, I think so. I think she lost the TBS title and she was like screaming in the back in her dressing room, and then I feel like we haven't seen her since. And then she's gone on the Dropping the Belt tour. So I see her drop you like hitting her sort of rock bottom and then having I would hope she'd have to climb up the AEW ranks again to get to the champion. I don't want her to just walk in and be like, well, I'm Mercedes and I get a title shot. If you want this sort of like redemption arc to get back to the top, then I feel like you gotta work for it.
Yeah, I agree. But I mean, with it being Mercedes though, it's kind of tough. I mean, she's probably the only bitch that could walk in and be like, I want a title shot. Well, here you go.
True. I just feel like there's too much of like, I don't know, when they have people come in and it's like, oh, you're a big new star, immediately title feud, and then they don't win the belt, and then they're like over here somewhere. I think they can book some storylines for them to work up. I prefer that. But again, you're right. Mercedes can just walk in and be like, champion now.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to tell her no. After that nice 360 from the top rope, it is time for me to hit that hot tag. So this is where we're going to have our topic debate. So, Nikki.
Yes.
The story of the week, the Ricochet issue.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Oh, boy. So, I'm going to go ahead and let you start off. Give me your thoughts on all of it. His tweet, how wrestlers should handle social media, and the IWC's response.
He purposely went into her profile to find something to say about her. You picked a very serious disease that I am very close to that basically eats your spinal cord. And you watch someone that you love get their spinal cord eaten away by its own fucking body.
Yeah, my best friend has MS, so I know.
Yeah, my mom has it. So you purposely went looking for something to say, and you picked the grossest that you can say. You're a celebrity. People are going to criticize you. This is not the first or last time someone is going to say something about you. You can say something back. I just think he shouldn't have taken it to that level. And I feel like people have brought up, well, MJF says this or other people say that, but I'm like, you purposely went digging for something nasty to say. And I feel like, again, he doubled down on it, saying that we were all, pussies or whatever, that like we couldn't handle what he said. It's like, but you picked the grossest thing. And then he like doubled down, but then apologized. But then it's like Tony, and like, I don't know where the fuck Tony Khan is in all of this. Because then rumors like he's going to get fired, and then he's still here. I just like, then get off social media. Just, if you can't handle it or being criticized as a celebrity, then don't read it. Then don't read the comments. Don't be on it.
I agree a little bit, but I'm going to push back a little bit.
Yep, please.
It seems that even though they are celebrities, and yes, being a celebrity, it opens you up to criticism, they're still human beings. They still have feelings.
Mm-hmm.
And it would just be the same as me opening social media and somebody criticizing me for like a post I put about something. I get what you're saying. Yeah, their standards are a little bit different on how they should handle things, respond to things. But in the end, they're still humans. And as a human, you can only take so much before you clap back.
Right.
Now, the clap back probably shouldn't have done it. Because like you, my best friend has MS. She has to go get infusions every week.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting to the point where it's a struggle for her to walk.
Yep.
She can't climb stairs that good. So, for him to go digging for something was wrong. The apology was, yeah, I'm making an apology because, yeah, I fucked up. But it didn't seem sincere to me.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned where is like AEW and Tony Khan and all this. I'm not sure if the man should lose his job. Maybe suspend him, fine him, tell him, be a little more aware of what you put on social media.
Mm-hmm.
I have heard some takes about the MJF. MJF told someone to go do something to themselves and nothing was said. Ricochet says this one thing about this person and, all hell breaks loose. I've heard some people turn this into a race issue on why
Mm-hmm.
Ricochet got more heat than MJF. Is there something there with the race issue? Maybe, maybe not. I'm not really going to touch on it. As for the IWC, I don't know what to say. For you to actually send death threats to people is uncalled for. Period. Whether you agree or disagree with people. It's getting to the point where you can't have a disagreement with anybody in society anymore. Like,
It's just gross all around.
exactly.
I don't understand why this woman had to say something. Again, like, it's something on her to be like, oh, you suck. Like, you don't have to, like, you're not good at acting. Like, she didn't have to say anything. He didn't have to go back as hard as he did. And then the internet didn't have to do death threats to him and Samantha. That's also disgusting. There's no one looks good in this situation. Like, wrestling's supposed to be fun. And, like, you can critique and have opinions about it. Maybe don't put it on their Twitter because, like, do something else with your life. It's just like no one looks great in this, and I feel like again, also bit of the wrestling community as a whole gets a bad rap because there's one person saying stuff that they shouldn't have said. Then there's a clapback for it that shouldn't be said, and the internet outrage from like death threats is disgusting. Like it's too much.
I agree. I've gotten to the point like if I'm watching Raw or Dynamite or SmackDown, I very rarely look at Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
And I have found by not looking at Twitter, I actually can enjoy the show more or dislike the show based on what I'm seeing, not based on what Twitter is saying.
Right. I try to be off it as much as I can, but like I just don't get the point of a person be like, I think it's very famously known on my channel that I don't like Nia Jax. I've never thought in my brain to message Nia Jax to tell her that I don't like her. Like, and I'm sure Nia Jax in her life wouldn't think of you like say something back to me. It's just like we don't need this discourse, and that's why sometimes social media is such like a gross place. And just sit and watch and enjoy the wrestling, and not all the extra bullshit of it.
I agree. Moving on to our next topic. How would you describe Brock Lesnar's wrestling career so far? He debuted in 2002. So how would you describe his career from 2002 up until now?
Ugh. Controversial. Up and down. Again, he was your next best thing and this great thing, and he's with Paul Heyman, and then he was like, oh, this is probably not for me. I don't want to do this. And you thought you can go play football. Okay, great. And then you came back in, and then you took my belt off TV for so long. He beat the streak. I don't like that. You can't, then I don't like Brock Lesnar remotely. I get why people like him. He's big, he conquers, he repeats. I get it. He does nothing for me. I want my champion on TV, and whatever happening outside wrestling is happening outside wrestling, and why it's okay for him to come back. Again, just tell me that he got cleared or whatever, but you haven't done that. But if he comes in and puts over Oba and then's off my TV, then you did your job.
Which leads me to my next question for you. Who do you think will have a better career both in the short term and long term between Oba Femi and Braun Breaker?
I'm hoping Braun Breaker. I'm hoping he's coming back soon. I think they want to have Seth on TV as much as he is if we don't think Breaker's coming back, because I really think that's the only Mania match you can have is Breaker Seth. I'm hoping. I sort of feel like Oba's a flash in the pan here, and then Breaker has a longer career. Because right now, to me, Oba doesn't really have like the personality yet, or like can cut the promo yet. And I don't know if like him beating Brock at Mania is going to go yay, but what's the follow-up from that?
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do Brock Oba and Brock puts him over, what's next?
Right. When to me that match,
And who do you really have on that roster that could go toe to toe with Oba Femi? Because you got Omos, God knows where. Where's he in AAA now?
mm-hmm.
He would be the only one I could think of.
Then do you insert Gunter here? Because to me,
You
the only
could.
loss I want to see Brock lose to Gunter at SummerSlam and then just retire in Minnesota goodbye.
But what if we're stuck with Brock for another 2 to 5 years?
Ugh. Well, then he'll
I mean,
be
because
on my
Brock could do it. Brock probably could do it on the schedule he works. I mean, he could be around for another 5 years on his schedule. Just bring him in. It's like the fire extinguisher. Break glass when necessary.
Yeah. But again, I don't know if he's necessarily necessary. Again, if he's going to put Oba over, great, but then that's what you need to use him as, to put people over. Then use him to put over Oba. Use him to carry on the Gunter's career killer thing. At this point, I don't need you with a belt. I need WWE to start pushing some of their young kids. Then use him to put people over. That's where he should be at in his career now.
I'm a Brock fan, so anytime he shows up on TV, I'm okay with it. But I understand your point. He's been there, and he's like the Randy Orton. He's been there long enough. You know your career's kind of winding down, so yeah, it's time to start putting over people.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the hot tag was something, so now we're going to move into our lipstick and lariats of the week. So, for your lipstick of the week, what do you have for me, Nikki?
I am going MJF as a person. I rewatched again. I'm going for the week. I'm going. Last time I saw you, Revolution hasn't happened yet, so I'm going like Sunday to Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
But his entrance at Revolution, just like he like gets it, and I think this is why wrestling is such a good medium. Because again, we talk about like do I want a match with like a long-term story? Do I want two people just beating the shit out of each other, or big techers or a big flippy do? Like you can get everything, and we knew it was going to be Texas Death, but he gives us just so much storyline going into it, and I love him coming out dressed like Terry Funk with the poncho, with the pants. There's music playing. Okay. Is this what we're doing for this thing now?
I don't know. I guess the producer just threw it in there.
I mean, you can. It was like someone's phone ringing.
But then, I was like, at first I thought, okay, is my neighbor cutting a tree down? Because it sounded like someone cutting the wood, like a chainsaw.
The raging fire.
I know my neighbor's building caught on fire, and they've been like tearing it down. So I was like, well, are they out there with a chainsaw cutting up something?
I just feel like
it's music.
I just feel like MJ gets it. And I hate to be like the Triple H, like he's like the student of the game and he gets the psychology. And you think Texas Death is your match. I'm going to come out as one of the best hardcore death match Texas legends ever. And then comes out dressed exactly like him. And then like one of the first thing he does when he breaks the window and he's like, we're not doing this indie bullshit. And then he like gets rid of the glass. And it's just like he gets it. He's so goddamn good. And I love that. Besides the syringe thing, I could have done without that. But everything else was so goddamn good. Just like, I love him as champion. He gets it. That's what popped me this week.
I agree. And I know a lot of people bitch about the Texas Death Match. And like it, oh, it's so gross. And they didn't need to do this spot. They didn't need to do that spot. It's called Texas Death.
Mm-hmm.
They tell you that up front. So don't bitch about when they pull out a syringe or they put out light fixtures and start beating each other with light fixtures.
Yeah.
I like chaos in my wrestling, so Texas Deathmatch is great for me. I do agree with what Daniel Bryan said, though. Maybe we need to take some time away from Texas death matches, and I think with Hangman being gone, maybe we won't see as many.
Yeah, it feels. I hope what they do, kind of like what WWE did with Hell in a Cell for a little while. Like it was gone for a little bit, and then like Punk and Drew needed that cell. So it's like let's put this stipulation away for a little bit, and then when we need it again, it's going to be so much more impactful. So we've had a lot of Texas death matches. So if we can just put that stipulation aside, and then when we bring it back, it's going to be like, oh my god. But I love MJF. Love that match. It was my favorite this week.
Well, my favorite this week is Swerve's promo from Dynamite on Wednesday. I've been a big Swerve fan, and his promo makes me excited for his match against Kenny Omega this week, and I'm actually torn on who I want to win. Because I love me some Kenny Omega, but I love me some Swerve. And Swerve as a heel, chef's kiss. Perfect.
Yep. I loved him just coming and sitting in the chair, cutting that like direct to camera, direct to Kenny. He's so good. And I think I tend to like him as a heel better. But again, I'm real interested to see because then he'll beat Kenny. This will be the second time if he beats Kenny, right? He beat Kenny the first time. And then it's like, what would he do with that EVP stuff? Does that really matter anymore? Because I know like the Young Bucks like abused the shit out of that power when they were heels. Like, are we gonna have something like that? So I think this stipulation is very interesting.
Yeah, and see that was a question I had. I was like, well, him and Ospreay beat the Young Bucks, and my understanding was that they got their MVP title because they cut that promo about them having the power. But someone told me no. That match, the stipulation was the Young Bucks just lost their status. Yeah. It didn't like go to Will and Swerve.
Yeah.
So that's why Swerve is after Omega's. And then I'm like, why are you after his EVP status when he doesn't abuse it?
Right.
But it does make sense, to be the champion, you want all the power.
Right.
So I'm excited for their match on Wednesday.
Yeah. I hope they give him, I hope it should mean, obviously, but I hope they give him like a good chunk of time. Like that's not like I wouldn't want it to open, like let you run over, give them a good amount of time. I know he had the thing in Japan, so he couldn't technically wrestle at Revolution, but like to me, this is obviously a pay-per-view match. So, but I hope
on free TV.
But main event, give them a good amount of time when they do like limited commercial breaks. Like let that match breathe and let them go.
Exactly. So, who gets your Lariat of the week?
I'm going back to Raw, and I'm going Punk Roman, and Roman just going, well, you're old, and then Punk hits him. I don't care. I feel like their first promo off against each other was good, and then it's like he pulled, the Sika thing, and it's like it feels a little ick, but again, everyone has to say yes to it. And then the Usos come in, and that was like, okay, but it was like, right message, wrong messengers. And then he finally gets Roman back, and I just feel like it's like, ugh. And it's like, we got 3 more weeks of them just doing like shitty promos at each other. I'm just like, I don't know. There's again blips and blops of like the good lines back and forth, but to me it's not enough. And just it ends on we ended on your dad's dead, and it's like you're old, and it's like, okay, you're not really reeling me in this match.
You know what is so funny, Nikki? That was my Lariat of the week, too. And we haven't even talked, really.
No, I love that we going in fresh. We don't know what each other's going to say. And, like, that's how shitty it is if we both don't like it.
And I'm like, y'all both old. Y'all are both over 40. So, in wrestling terms, y'all are kind of old. But you took a punch at Roman because he said you were old. That's what set you off.
But like he's done promos before that he admitted he was older, and then on like the downside of his career, and the match graphics make him look super old. I don't know why everything's white and gray and everyone looks like they have a gray beard. I'm like, this is not a good look. Like, then they showed up the graphic and it's like, well, he does look old. But you've admitted that you're old. We know you're old. So why did that set you off?
Well, I've heard that they originally Roman wanted to say something about his dead dog to match the dead father comment, but Punk wouldn't let them do that. But it's okay for you to say something about Roman's dead father, but he can't say something about your dead dog.
Interesting. I don't know, but that's weird. I guess I don't know. It is.
Oh, yeah, we've got 3 more weeks, so
it's 3 more weeks. And
bad promo.
I guess I think they probably could say something about Larry, but they have to frame it right. Because I feel like when we had that feud with Jericho, that it was all about him, being straight edge and he was pouring liquor on him and all that stuff. Like, that's okay. But your dog that passed away, who's in the video game, you can't see. I don't know. But again, I think if all parties agree to say the thing, so I'm assuming Roman said it was fine to talk about Zika, then it's fine. But if Punk's not comfortable, or maybe it was AJ. Maybe she was like, hey, can you not?
Yeah.
But they need something. We need something else here.
That's true. So it's time to move on to our main event. Were there any highlights from this week's shows that deserve the spotlight in the main event?
I sort of feel like, again, going back to Raw, again, it ended with the promo off. That wasn't a great promo. I sort of miss having like Monday Night Raw end with a match. Like, I really liked what do we have? Penta Dragon Lee. Like, that was a super fun match. That could have main evented. Like, end on a match, not just like a shitty promo that you're old. I miss Raw kind of like, I know it's Mania, we're going in and then you have to book the main event, but like, you're not talking me into it. Like, at least let me see a good wrestling match. And I feel like I love the belt on Penta. Penta's finally getting good TV time and good matches. Like, let's just focus on that. And I think that they did it the week before when you had Stephanie and Raquel had a great match, but it wasn't main eventing because we had another promo with CM Punk. Like, let's just focus on wrestling and good wrestling, and let's end on that instead of shitty promos.
I agree because, like, nothing Raw is doing is really making me want to watch WrestleMania. Like, if I have something planned that weekend, I'm not going to worry about trying to be home in time to watch it. Like, you haven't done anything to make me really be interested in these matches yet.
Agreed. I feel like everything is just going to be like this huge multi-man match. I think Penta's going to have that. I think all the tag belts are going to have that. I think someone put in the chat shout out to Priest and R-Truth winning, but R-Truth won a belt in WWE in his like 20s, 30s, 40s. Like, it's like a belt in every decade. And like, I don't know if they told Damian Priest, because you cut to Damian Priest and he's like, what just happened? He looked so surprised. So that'd be bad if they didn't tell him, but also kind of funny that he just like looked surprised. But like, I feel like there's more fun wrestling moments that aren't getting like the time as like Roman and Punk are.
With Priest and R-Truth winning the belt, how long do you think they're going? You think they're going to hold them and lose them at Mania, or you think they're going to lose them prior to Mania?
I hope they walk in to Mania as champions, because everything that went on with R-Truth this year or 2025, again, like getting fired but not getting fired but being in the company, and then like wanting to do the stuff that you really didn't get to do, and then John Cena turned face, so you're a face now. So I would like to see him walk in as champion. I think he deserves that. But I would like to see a more solid SmackDown tag team walk out of Mania with that belt.
And who would be that tag team?
At this point, I don't know what's going on with Motor City Machine Guns and Candice LeRae, but I wouldn't mind Machine Guns. I wouldn't mind Fraxium. I don't know where Street Profits have been. I didn't
uh,
see any other SmackDown.
Leveled Up and Evolved, main
Any,
event.
I think besides the MFTs and the Wyatts, I'd be happy for anybody else, even with them walking out as champions, as long as we don't go back to the MFTs and the Wyatts, which I think now are just going to have their own kind of side quest. But I'd be happy with anybody. Just put them access on TV, give them time.
Speaking of Motor City Machine Guns, after watching SmackDown on Friday, I kind of think they're going to break them up.
Oh, do you think it'd be like Shelly with like Candace and Johnny, and then Saban's off on his own?
It's possible. I mean, that's if you watch SmackDown on Friday, that's kind of what it looks like.
I just feel like all the fanfare of bringing them in, you hotshot the belt to them real quick, take it off them real quick, and then a year later you break them up. That'd be so shitty. That'd be so shitty.
It would. But they signed on the dotted line.
Very true.
And as my children's teachers used to say when they were in elementary school, you get what you get and you don't have a fit. So they knew what they were getting.
True. Very true.
But I mean, I don't know why they would agree to being split up if that's where we're going. When you don't have that many tag teams anyway.
Or is this like a red herring? Like you think they're going to break up, but then they're going to turn heel together? I mean, like they're not good at breaking people up sometimes. Like the Judgment Day had been together forever. We thought Grayson Waller was leaving the New Day for 1,000 years. We thought Grayson Waller and Austin Theory were going to break up for forever. So, or they even flirted with the Street Profits breaking up that never went anywhere.
So then why lay the foundation to you think they're going to break up then? That, and then they don't break up. Is that just to kind of keep intrigue in you watching the product to see if it happens or if it doesn't happen?
I mean, that's what they've done with the Judgment Day for the past 2 years.
Yeah, but we've actually finally seen the Judgment Day kind of breaking up. I mean, they have kicked Finn out so far.
Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like they don't always follow up on a storyline. Like, what Bailey was supposed to have a split personality. Like, where did that go?
Yeah, that personality split.
Reese
is being funny.
Get here. But, like, I don't know. But they've done storylines that have gone nowhere, so I wouldn't be surprised if this is another one. But I don't want to see them break up. I think it'd be really sad.
Well, since we are women talking about wrestling, let's talk about the promo between Jade and Rhea Ripley Friday night.
He's just not good. And I get her having, because in to compare, but in AEW, she had her baddies. I get the B-Fab joining up with her. I don't get Me Chin jumping on the bandwagon. And then she tweeted out like, "Oh, the enemy of my enemy is my friend." Like, when were Rhea and Me Chin enemies? I just part of me just wants them to get to Mania, put the belt on Rhea, and Jade can go away.
Well, now that Jade's got backup, do you actually think they're going to take the title off of her now?
Well, it's B-Fab and Michin. Like, I don't know what sort of, it's backup, but I feel like you also make Rhea to be this big dominant force. She can take them out.
Well, I mean, technically she could, but...
Or does Io come out and to counterbalance to protect Rhea?
I don't know. It's
depending on where the matches fall. Like if Io's in a match, like if Io's in a match Saturday night and Rhea's in the match Sunday night, like Io could come out and save her. Yeah. Their matches are different nights.
But I mean, again, they've not done anything to really make me interested in this match.
No. And just like she's
And both of them are terrible on the mic.
you look at Jade and she is stunning. Like physique, beauty, I get it. I get wanting her to be on your TV with a belt. But then she opens her mouth and then she does step in the ring. It doesn't match up. I think Rhea's above her on the mic. Again, but they still I do like Rhea, but it's sort of the same cadence in every sort of promo that she does. But I'm just like, to me, I rather at least she has something more than Jade does. I think the Jade experiment, it's gone long enough. You put the belt on her, you're not making her defend it. She can't cut a promo with it. Let's just move on. And then do you have to put Rhea in there because she's someone that can stand up to her physically to take the belt off her?
Yeah, I think they've got their ROI out of Jade, and it's time just to let her go.
Yeah.
I mean, after she's like, I don't need wrestling, I don't need this belt. Well, then why are you there?
Yep. I don't know.
There's other women that actually want to be there.
Yep.
That you're taking time from. If you don't want to be there, then get out of your contract.
Yeah. Or just put her down on NXT. That's gonna be like if you have this contract for X or whatever, then you just put her back down there. Or back down there. I don't know.
I don't know it either. Any other main event topics from the shows this week?
Not that I feel like we've hit all the good stuff. I don't know. Am I missing anything? Are you missing anything? I'm trying to rack my brain.
No, I think I've hit all the highlights of the good stuff I wanted to talk about.
No, I think that's the good stuff.
Well, now that we've finished up with the main event, it is time for our favorite portion, fan interaction. So let's get into our ringside fan turnbuckle segment, where we will give our takes on our wonderful fans' questions and opinions.
What? Are you saying Tony Khan hits it and quits it? Nick,
He didn't quit it with me. Just saying.
All right, Nick. Bye. I'm also not a fan of Thunder Rosa.
I knew I loved Nikki for a reason.
I don't know. She's a sandbagger, and again, you're supposed to be in the ring to tell a story to protect your person. You're telling a story together, and if you're not going to help that and you're going to hinder that, then I have plenty of other women that I'd rather see wrestle. Bye. I think the bigger pay-per-views can be done the smaller ones. To me, this 4-match pay-per-view is crap. But then Tony Khan doing a 5-hour marathon feels a lot. Like, I like a pay-per-view that's like 2:45, 3 hours. So whatever match, again, if one match goes longer and it's shorter, like not as many matches, but like I want more than what WWE is giving me, but sometimes I think Tony's too much. I think there's a sweet spot in the middle.
I tend to agree. I feel like with AEW, if you're paying $50 for the pay-per-view, you are getting your money's worth with 12 matches. If I'm paying $50 for a WWE event and I'm getting 4 matches, I feel like I'm going to be robbed.
Very true. There's a sweet spot in there.
Yeah, so I mean, like, okay, Revolution, All In, All Out. Okay, give me 10 matches. Dynasty, Forbidden Door, the other pay-per-views, give me about 6.
Yes. I agree.
WrestleMania, you've got 2 nights. You could give me like 6 matches one night, 6 matches the next night.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. Nick, why are you putting these novels in here? You're building a new Shield. What AEW people are you bringing over? So you want me to? So you want me to take 3 people from WWE to invade AEW, and you want 3 AEW people to go invade WWE?
Basically.
Why can't you just say that, Nick? Why the novels? Oh.
Who would I send to WWE to build a new Shield? You know who I'd send? I'd send the Dark Order.
What are they even? Because are they on Collision at all, or we just don't see them at all?
Really don't see them at all anymore.
Ugh, so sad. To me, I'm taking the young kids. I would take Daniel Garcia. I would take Fletcher as the leader. And then who's my other person? Who's another mid? Kevin Knight. Because I'm thinking like mid card that way. So we can. Because again, they're young guys that can inject something in the other way. And then who?
So if I'm taking WWE guys, I'm going to take Austin Theory, Braun Breaker.
I would, to add to your maybe, do Grayson Waller, because at least Grayson Waller can talk better than Austin Theory.
Yeah. Yeah, those would be my 3.
I think that's good. Nakamura, interesting. And what's going on with Nakamura and the MFTs? He was talking to Tama, and I feel like that went nowhere.
Yeah, like you haven't seen that.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll get something this week with it only being like 3 to 4 weeks till Mania, and they'll get on Mania. Oh,
Miles Bourne is good. I wouldn't want him to leave, but maybe he'd do. I think Miles Bourne would work better in WWE, but I think he's going to be a star.
Could you see Dakota Kai debuting for AEW? She could fit in the women's division. I'm not a fan of hers. I mean, I guess so, but I'm just not a fan of her.
I would. She'd be like TBS champion at best. Like I wouldn't see her going.
Or either you'd have to find her a tag partner, and maybe she could be tag team champion.
I just feel like again AEW has such a big roster. I don't need us to insert anyone else there. Like they have a ton of other women that they can push.
I agree.
And inserting Dakota Kai.
Yeah, but is Ruby Soho ever coming back? That's the question. I think she's happy staying at home being a mom.
And they opened a coffee shop. It was like a coffee shop / like board game place. You can get coffee and play like board games. I'm like, you'd rather do that and put your body on the line.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if I ain't gotta be in a ring. So I don't know if we're gonna ever see Ruby Soho. And nothing against her, I liked her. I kind of put her in that Thunder Rosa Britt Baker category where I think the division has passed them by.
I can see that. I can also like talking about like, is she potentially injury prone? Like to me she was stop-start. Like she was in NXT and got injured, came back, got injured, then came back, got brought up to main with Damage Control. And I'm pretty sure she got injured again.
That's the same with Dakota Kai. I don't trust her knees.
Yeah. So, what is Steven saying here? I don't know. But that's the thing. If they let I guess the thing, Trey said something about a certain group of people, and I think that's what led him to get fired. I don't think, unfortunately, people with MS have that certain type of
Protection.
Not saying better or for worse. I think, again, what Trey said was gross. And I also think Trey was more sincere about his apology. And then we kind of moved on. And then all that came back up. Like with Ricochet, this is fresh in the now and went digging to say something, not just making again, stupid as it was, like a general comment.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe apples and oranges, maybe it's too similar. I don't know.
Let's see. What's Nick saying now? Would you all have liked a Brock versus Vader match in the prime for both of them? I would say yes.
I don't think I would have minded.
I don't think I would have minded either.
Nick's been on this Vader rant lately.
He's
been talking about Vader a lot. So again, I think it's big meaty meat men slapping big meaty meat. I'm like, we're all here for that. No.
Tammy saying a 3-way with FTR, Bucks, Edge, and Chris. I am so sick of everybody wanting 3-ways and 4-ways.
I don't want
the only 3-way I want is with Kenny Omega and another hot guy. That's it. It's the only 3-way I want. But it's like that's the new trope in wrestling is, oh, well, let's just put everybody in a 3-way match.
Boy.
That's what they were talking about with Randy Orton. Randy, Drew, Cody, Jacob. Well, what was the point of Randy winning the Elimination Chamber if you're going to put him in a 4-way?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm so over any combination of FTR, Young Bucks, Edge, Christian. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see any of this. I don't care. I'm over the Young Bucks. Edge and Christian are going to come back. I just want to see Christian. I just want to see heel Christian and the patriarchy. Him, I love. The cut. I
love Christian.
The cut that Nick has that plays all the time on our show, and he's like perfect just the way he is. I love it. Give me that Christian. I don't want him to be like, well, I still want to be a bad guy. And then Edge is like, no, but you're a good one. And I'm just like, I don't care.
I did like Christian's promo where he says, I'm just here to make money. And that's why he wanted the titles.
That was, again, he's a bright spot in all that. Because I'm like, I don't care about the Young Bucks. Edge is doing it for Beth. And then Christian's just like, I'm here for the money. Like, give me that.
Basically.
I don't care.
Is this Mania building to be the worst since WrestleMania 27? Possibly.
Didn't everyone shit on the build to WrestleMania 31, but actually everyone liked WrestleMania 31? I don't know. I feel like that question is such like a hindsight sort of thing. Because sometimes they have like shitty builds and it's a great pay-per-view. Or they can have the best builds and it's a shit pay-per-view. So, I don't know. And I also don't remember what 27 was off the top of my head, to be honest. Was that Rock Cena or is that Ms. Cena?
I don't remember. It's been a while since I watched that.
But I don't know. I think it's too early to call. Like, I'm hoping they can be... Oh, okay. I was close.
Oh, it's Ms. Cena.
I just feel bad for the Miz. But I don't know. I think it's too early to call. But, I'm hoping it could be a shit build and then we can watch the pay-per-view and enjoy it.
What about Punk bringing up Rikishi in the next segment or a final boss? If he's gonna bring up the final boss, then the final boss needs to show up.
Yeah, and I don't think we need Rikishi on our TV. It's always gonna
What?
be.
You don't want to see Rikishi and his butt cheeks in somebody's face?
No, thank you. But all he does is just gonna complain that it should be Jay in the main event against Roman. I don't know. Because again, if you're gonna bring out the final boss, like Rock's not coming out.
Yeah, so what would be the point of bringing him up?
The point, and like then people are thinking that on Raw when Randy was on the phone to whoever, they're like, oh, that's gonna be The Rock. And it's like, no, it's not. Randy's not calling The Rock. It's gonna be Bob Orton, and you're all gonna be real disappointed. But I don't know. I don't think we had enough of the dad stuff.
Yeah. Oh, this one, Jesse. Hey, ladies, my question is, what do you think about the Liv Morgan versus Stephanie Vaquer calls? To me, it's lackluster. Well, I hate Liv Morgan. I think she's an annoying little cunt.
Whoa! Yeah,
I know you like her, but
I do.
I just think she's an annoying little cunt. And the only thing Stephanie Vaquer is good for is showing her ass. They have turned her into an ass woman, basically.
Well, I do love.
And I hope Stephanie keeps the title. I'll put it that way. Because, like, and I hate to say this, but like Jade's run, booking has been shit for both of them. And I understand why it's been shit for Jade, because Jade cannot wrestle that well. She's got like 3 moves. And if you give her any more, then you're taking a chance on her actually injuring somebody. At least Stephanie can wrestle. And they haven't really let her wrestle.
Agreed. I think.
And the same with Julia in the U.S. title.
Agreed. I think, like, probably maybe the one problem she had of going to NXT, because I really do not like Booker T. I think he's shit on commentary. And then he just made her about that move. And then it came up to main, and like Wade Barrett leaned into it for a hot second and then stopped. But again, she can wrestle incredibly, and you're not letting her do that. So I'm hoping they can. I think maybe lackluster is too harsh of a word, because I think they've cut. Again, it hasn't really been a lot of face-to-face. They've done the backstage promo stuff. And I really like Stephanie's. I really like Liv. I'm going to defend Liv, a Jersey girl. I will stick up for her. I think she's grown leaps and bounds of where she was in NXT, where she was in the Riot Squad. And really, like, the evolution of her has been incredible. And I'm hoping, again, give them time. Let them do it. Because I feel like they're both good in the ring if they're giving the time to be allowed to do so.
Tammy wants to know, does anyone like Raquel?
Yeah,
she's all right.
I think so.
Right. I have seen improvement.
Yes. She was just like smiley back girl in NXT. And again, whatever I think contribute to Kevin Nash sort of shitting on her, and then like her kind of like growing into being in like, oh, I'm this big, like I should wrestle like a big person. And I feel like that sort of has been the change for her. Again, I think someone that keeps working at it and given time, that she can be good. It's just like I worry that these women don't get enough time to do anything. When I feel like the bulk of the women's time goes to Becky and AJ. For better or worse, I think that gets the bulk of the time. And I feel like they can give a little more to Liv and Steph. Again, I think Stephanie and Raquel had a great match 2 weeks ago, but it wasn't main. It was kind of just shoved towards the end, and it felt rushed to me. But again, let them have time, let them breathe. They can do something good.
I agree. I'm going to ask the producer. There was a question that Tammy put up about MJF and Christian. She said, Temple thinks when Christian is on TV, he's better than MJF as a heel, and he's the best heel in the business. Would you agree? 100%. Christian is a better heel than MJF.
I think close. I would give a little smidgel to MJF, but I think Christian is right there up there. And again, if he's gotten again, I think it's bullshit that they took him off TV because Edge has been off TV. I think he could have kind of been on the periphery or came every other week or every 2 weeks and done something. I think, again...
Well, I think the reason Christian was off TV, I think with Edge going off TV, they would have kept Christian on TV if Nick Wayne hadn't have got hurt and broke his foot.
Oh, I completely forgot about Nick Wayne.
And so I think they were going to do a program with them two.
No, that makes sense.
But then Nick got hurt, and so Christian was like, I'll just take time off.
No, that does make sense. Again, I think Christian's right up there. I will give it a little, like a little smidgeline to MJF, but both incredible.
Do we have any more questions, producer man? What do you two think of the crowd reaction to Randy Orton on SmackDown? Me, being a huge Randy Orton fan, and he would have been the only reason I went to SmackDown on Friday, given that it was in Raleigh, North Carolina, until I saw the ticket prices, even for the nosebleed seats. I mean, the crowd loves heel Randy. They love babyface Randy.
I'm not surprised. His music hit and the crowd went bananas.
I mean, his theme song is my ringtone. It was Kenny Omega, and now I've switched it over to Randy.
It's exactly what I expected. I think Randy Orton can do whatever he wants, and he's going to get cheered because it's Randy Orton. Like, I feel like who's a beloved person, like, he can beat up R-Truth. He can probably beat up Michael Cole. He can probably beat up, like, anybody in the back. He's going to get cheered. I don't think there's one person that he can beat up that people are going to be upset about.
And then you know how everybody talks about Triple H having this ego and he don't want anybody to beat his record of titles. I think Randy's the only person he would be like, I'm okay with him beating me with having more titles.
Yeah. I think I don't know if I said this in our show on Friday, but I think Randy will tie Rick. I don't think he'll beat Cena, but he'll tie Rick.
That's what I'm thinking.
Triple H. But I'm hoping Triple H can put that aside. Like, Randy deserves at least one more. I think Randy's winning at Mania, but
I do too.
We can say that.
I mean, all the backlash they're getting. I mean, the fans are actually booing Cody when Cody comes out now.
Mm-hmm.
They need to have Cody drop the belt at Mania, have him take some time off, repackage him, and him come back as a bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
Whether he wants to or not, be like, this is what you got to do because the fans are turning on you.
Yeah. Again, it's Randy Orton. The pop that he's gonna get at Mania for winning is gonna be insane. And you want moments, Triple H is all about moments. That's gonna be your moment. End your WrestleMania with the heel pop. It's gonna be better than fucking last Mania, unless there's more shenanigans and some other shitty rapper wants to come out and beat up Cody.
Let's see. Billy asked, if you insert a match into Mania to make it better, what would it be? To make it better?
I don't know if we know enough of the card yet.
Yeah.
Because again, you know me, huge Seth Rollins fan. WrestleMania is I'm gonna be excited for a Mania match that Seth Rollins is gonna have. I hope that happens. We don't know the cards yet. We know both men's. We both know both women's. What else we got?
The only other match I could see would be having Rey Fenix versus Penta.
Oh.
And have brother versus brother.
Again, I can't remember if it was the pay-per-view or is it Dynamite, but when they had that match and they're like ripping each other's masks off, like, wouldn't be mad at that. I want to see them together because not this Triple H show, the Triple H show the week before when Penta came out and cut a promo and Phoenix came out and it was like this, we should wrestle as brothers again. But I wouldn't be mad at the match between the two of them at all.
I wouldn't either, and I think that match would actually probably get people interested in Mania.
Yeah. And like again, I don't know what you're doing. Like Dom got a concussion the AAA show last week. Like, is he gonna be ready to go? Are we gonna get something him and Finn? Is it gonna be a multi-man for the IC and you get Dom and Finn in that? Is he defending the AAA belt? I feel like there's so much up in the air that I want to know the full card and then I can rearrange it in my image.
There we go. Nick says, give me the Grande Americanos match or Maxine versus Natty. I'm over Maxine and Natty.
I want to see Natty wrestle. I don't want to see her against Maxine. Again, why have Natalia turn into Natty to throw out Becky Lynch at the Royal Rumble and then do absolutely nothing with that? Again, I know we're trying to not have all these multi-mans, but like, I wouldn't mind then have Natty, AJ, Becky, because at least it protects AJ more. And I feel like Natty deserves a Mania match, for, being the vet that she is.
Yeah. But I mean, she doesn't have a story that is Mania important. And I mean, well, technically, none of these have stories that are Mania important. But I mean, it used to be on Mania, your story was important.
Yeah, that was supposed to be the feud was in the culmination of all the storylines all year, and we're going to fucking battle it out. And it feels like none of that is happening. But again, if the rumor is it's supposed to be Tiffy Julia, like that's what a 2-week build. Because, Tiffany beat Kiana James. It's like nothing. So why not chuck them in? I don't know. Everyone. And then I feel bad because all your PLEs are like 4 matches. It's been like the same top belts that are being defended all the time. Then why not throw a bunch of people in so they can at least say they had a pay-per-view this year?
I would have every match. I mean, I'd have every title on my show defended at WrestleMania. I've got 2 nights. I can put my titles on the line, all my titles on the line, and then fill in from there where I need to.
Absolutely. Like, it's insane. Like, when they had the men's SmackDown tag team match and they had that incredible the TLC match, that should have been on Mania.
Mm-hmm.
Like, again, you have your 4,000 belts for a reason. Like, showcase them.
Temple put, Tammy wants a bra and panties match with Theory and Andre. Does Catherine approve? She absolutely does. And would that make Mania important? Well, if Andrade was still with WWE, it would definitely make Mania important. Although that would never happen because WWE is for the kids. And we'd have a bull standing there giving out Blue Chew.
Oh my God.
But I mean, seriously, that's what I would do. I would have all my titles and then I could fill in from there. There's your Mania card. Simple. I just gave you Mania 2 nights. Question, do you ladies think that the punt kick will return in the build between Cody and Randy? If Randy punt kicks Cody, I think I might jump up and break my TV. I will be so happy.
But are you referring to that Randy did the punt kick to Stephanie and kissed her in front of Triple H leading to their match? That do you think he's going to kick Brandy going into this match? Or just bringing the move back in general? I feel like it can go 2 ways. But if
Well, if you play off Randy's character with the voices and how he said sometimes he's no longer in control, could you see Randy showing up at Cody's house and like breaking in his house like Triple H did break into Randy's house that one time?
Yeah. And then
they punt kick Brandy in their house, and then Cody come in and find her laying in the floor.
Yeah. They got to do something. This gotta, because again, it's every single 3 manias in a row now. Cody gets beaten up. Oh no, like.
And that's the main story. Cody just gets bloodied.
Yeah, then do something different. No, not the dog, Reese. No, kick Brandy. Leave the dog.
Yeah, leave the dog alone.
Leave the baby alone.
Oh, steal the dog. Okay, we'll steal the dog.
No,
as long as we're not hurting the dog. Because here at Lipsticks and Lariats, we do not condone hurting animals.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Question: if you could introduce Reese Russell into the current WWE mid card, would you make him heel or babyface, and who would you have him feuding with his first run?
He's got a baby face. He's being a baby face.
I'd have him be a babyface and feud with Austin Theory, and Austin Theory kick his ass.
I want to have a promo off with Kit Wilson.
Oh, the accents would be great.
Right?
Yes.
Oh, you're not fighting. Get out of here, you Grossi. You're not fighting Deanna in a submission match.
They don't do intergender matches very often in WWE, so you're out of luck on that one.
Unless he just wants her to tap him out in 3 seconds. Which I'm sure you also would be happy with.
Oh, we could. I agree with Tammy. Reese versus Jey Uso in a yeet battle.
Oh, God.
Well, we can have lots of fun with that. All right. Do we have any more? Or is that it, producer man? Looks like that might be all.
I know.
So,
he's done with us talking about him. He's done.
He's mad I put him in a feud with Jey Uso in a yeet battle. Joe Hendry versus Reese. I'm gonna have to go with Joe Hendry on that one.
I just want to go like this in the background. We're all gonna watch the match like this. I love it.
I believe in Joe Hendry. And then the other side of the crowd be hollering, I believe in Reese Russell.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
I would be here for it.
Scots. I love it.
There you go. So, and with that, we are done with episode 2 of the Lipsticks and Lariats podcast. I know you're all disappointed that it must come to an end, but before we do so, you can find me on Twitter or X at the Mid Podcast. And if you're looking for something interesting to read, check out my articles on wrestling and sports in general at themidpodcast.com. Nikki, where can people find you?
Oh, I am on Twitter at Nikki Nevada X, I believe, or Nikki Nevada 57. I don't know. But you can follow us at Nick Teodoro on YouTube, where you can find our podcast, Nick Club Wrestling Happy Hour, where me and my hot husband drink at our bar and talk shit about wrestling.
It's a great show. Check it out if you have not already done so. Also, if you want to find my personal Twitter account, you can find me at Winter S, like in Sam, 32810060. I don't know why they gave me numbers, but they did. And that's my personal X account. But please make sure you like and subscribe to our show, because if you don't, well, there could be a cream pie waiting for you. Until next Sunday, Nikki and I will see y'all later.
Bye.
Bye.